Hey Psych2Goers, welcome back to our channel. Quick disclaimer, if you can relate to this video, please do not take this as an attack on your character. This video was meant to be a self-improvement guide for those of you who have been feeling a little stuck. With that said, let's begin. How do you define maturity? Do you see yourself as a mature person? Contrary to popular belief, maturity is not based on age. It's determined by how people react to different situations and environments, based on the experience that they have. So, if you're wondering how mature you, your significant other, or the people surrounding you are, this video is for you. We'll be discussing 6 phrases that mature people never say. Of course, this won't always apply since every circumstance can be different. Okay, number 1. But I don't feel like it. Have you ever said this phrase or heard it from one of your friends? This phrase is more specifically used when people have chores or tasks that need to be done but don't want to do them. When someone does this, it's easy to tell that they're immature because they're shrugging off their responsibility. Immature people are known to have a lesser sense of personal responsibility. If this is you or someone you know, just remember that a lot of people feel the same way as you when having to do boring tasks. You may be better off completing them and getting them out of the way so that you can do the things that you want to do with a clear mind. Number 2, shut up. Do you remember a time when you were having an argument and thought, I wish they would just shut up? If your answer is yes, that's okay. Chances are that most people have as well. The phrase shut up tends to spill out in the middle of arguments or when you're upset. However, this phrase is considered to be one of the rudest ways to tell someone to quiet down. Mature people would opt out to use more subtle phrases such as, could you please be quieter, or something similar. Being in control of your emotions is a sign that someone is mature. So no matter how angry you are, try not to say this phrase, as it's considered to be very disrespectful. Number 3, you're not my mom. Do you feel like saying this phrase to someone who is constantly telling you what to do? Although you might have a reason to be upset over someone being too controlling or overprotective, you should still avoid saying this phrase. The last thing a friend or romantic partner wants is to be compared to your parents, since it would hurt their feelings, especially if they only had good intentions. Once again, you might have the right to be upset at them, but always try to express yourself in a way that doesn't hurt anyone. You could let them know that you don't like what they're doing or that they're being too controlling and overprotective instead. Number 4, whatever. Have you ever put a bunch of effort into making good and reasonable arguments in a discussion just to hear the other person counter you with whatever? This is a phrase that no mature person would ever use. This phrase is most commonly used to end arguments because it basically writes off anything that was said during the discussion. Immature people generally use it as a replacement for being wrong and having to apologize for what they did. It also shows one of the signs that immature people have, which is acting childish when things don't go their way. People who use this phrase often should understand that it's rude to just write off all the arguments and opinions of other people simply because they don't want to acknowledge them. Number 5, why can't you do it? Do you often hear this when you ask your friend or partner to help you out with something? Although it's normal to want to know why someone can't do something, asking with this phrase is something a mature person would never do. Depending on the tone they use when asking this question, it can mean that they're doubting you and assuming that you don't want to do something because you're lazy, rather than thinking that you're asking for help because you really need it. Once again, it all depends on the tone that is being used when people ask this question. After all, the tone that people use can actually reveal much more than the words that are being said. And number 6, always or never. Do you or someone you know constantly use these 2 words? Using these 2 words under specific circumstances is something that mature people don't do. They're likely used in situations where either you or your friend, family, or partner have a complaint. You'll often hear things such as, you never hang out with me, or you're always playing video games and never cook dinner. According to premarital counselor Hope Merlis, one should avoid saying always or never to their partners because what these words mean is rarely true. Most of the time, people say them out of anger and frustration. It's important to understand this and try to stick to the facts rather than making these types of general statements. Do you use or know someone who uses these phrases? If so, leave a comment and let us know. Remember, you might feel like the situation differs from the ones described in the article. In that case, think about how the phrase fits into those circumstances and determine if there's a better way to deal with the situation. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to Psych2Go, and hit the notification bell for more content. If someone you know could benefit from this video, make sure to share it with them. All sources used are in the description below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.